Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we had Gosling.
Like Ryan Gosling is the tasted like. I don't know why I just said that.
We're drinking out of his shoe.
Exactly.
Out of Ryan Gosling's shoe. It's wonderful. Take it away, Mr. Magazine.
All right, first out the box is lovely Lori. Like always, how's it going? Marvelous Michael. Lovely Linda's in the house. We are safe and warm. Hope
yep, that happened just up the road from us. Basically, Syracuse on. We're up in Rochester. Knock on wood. We have avoided, believe it or not, we've had, as of like 2 weeks ago, we had 3 feet of snow in Rochester total.
Yeah.
Which I don't know where they sneaked in when I wasn't
looking. Nothing November through like February. And then we just got hammered.
Yeah, but even hammered, we really haven't
gotten bad. Yeah. We'll get 3 inches and it'll melt the next day. So can't argue with that. All right. Nice Nova's in the house. How's it going? Delightful and lovely Dawn.
Welcome to another. You know
another ex-wife of Paper Guys. Moving on.
There we go. Welcome to another exciting episode of $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Canadian and
cool.
A bit nutty.
All right. So is Cool Kelly. All right. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yep, absolutely. Awesome Antiquarian. Marvelous Michael's in the house. Popular Paul's in the house. Yep.
Brian.
Yeah. Hold on. We got something with a B. Give me a B.
Bodacious.
See, I was thinking it, but I didn't want to say it. But all right, we'll go Bodacious Brian. All right. How's it going? Marvelous Meridy's in the house. Awesome Anique. Delightful Dave is in the house. Cool Kelly is back. What do we got to say here?
We got to look at the last storm.
Holy cow.
8 to 12. We got 4 inches almost melted. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Jay-Z Jess in the house. How's it going? Super Scott. Oh, all right. Local Joe. Appreciate that.
Oh, it's a like button, definitely.
Right. We are ready.
All righty. We will start the show as we always do. How are sales? How's everybody out there doing in sales? Another week, I'm kind of interested because I've been hearing from people, and we'll let you talk in a minute. I've been hearing from people on various sites that I know they've not been having very good sales. But how about you, Mr. Magazine?
I'm really can't complain. I'm pretty happy. Our sales are up, I think, almost 40% on eBay. Amazon's up, websites up, DVD sites up. The other day we had legitimately 410 orders in one day, which is like a Christmas season. We've had since, I got to say, going back to early mid-February, we've not had a day under 300 orders. We've been pounding it out. Unfortunately, we've been a little short-staffed, so we play catch-up every day until we get enough employees that we can pull and get caught up. But we've been busier than crap. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Wow, let's see how other people are.
All right. Antiquarians in the house.
First sale in 12 days. Oh, that's a bit of a.
We gotta figure something out there.
Bit of a streak.
Going on. Yeah, it's a bad streak. Yeah, hopefully it'll turn around.
Whoa!
Wow, so jealous.
Had to break out the snow shovel for that one. You use a broom.
All right. So,
Dawn appears not to be doing well.
I took it as she had some big sales and she doesn't want to brag. You don't want to brag. Well, that's nice.
Nobody likes a braggart.
What a sweetheart. Brian's having a good week. Good for you.
Good. Steady. Okay.
Yeah, steady's good.
Picking up. Okay, and whatnot last night. Nice.
Right. Good for you. At least someone is. Meridy's sales are good.
Great. Right. Fell flat on his face. Trying a few things to boost my sales. Be nice to search result. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that, Kelly.
Triple J, how's it going? Nova sales are like a roller coaster. All right. Yeah.
So my sales. Great sales, mate. Love it. That's okay. There you go.
Cool. Popular Popeyes here. How's it going?
eBay, okay. 630. Whoa. Airplane postcard oil. Whatnot is still killing it. Nice. Wow. Nice. At some point, they're going to name the site after you. A little catch here. Call it Popeyes. Sales are good. I cannot complain about Amazon's okay. eBay's fine. It was a little slow over the weekend. It was actually It was really slow Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm blaming daylight savings time. That's the excuse of the week.
God, I thought you were going to blame the Super Bowl again.
Yes, it's the Super Bowl hangover
Enough
stuff.
with that. All right.
Now it's daylight savings time, and actually sales are surprisingly good, given everything going on in the bigger world, with the banking meltdown. And I don't know if anybody out there was affected or not, but you heard about that, I assume.
I'll tell you who's not affected. Giannis. You heard what he did.
What did he do?
He put $250,000 into 75 banks.
Oh, okay. Yep.
He knew what he was doing.
Etsy wasn't making payouts for a few days because their money was in that bank. So some sellers weren't getting their payouts, which of course makes things a little difficult for them because they're not getting their money.
Crapsy.
And that's something or other. So that's a little bit crazy too. Go back and read that.
Sure.
Yep. Mine are way down. I just bought 2 large collections, Hot Wheels and silver coins.
They don't get old. You'll be good. Just hold on to them. You'll sell them when you need to.
Wow. So yeah, given what's going on in the greater world, I'm quite happy with the sales.
True.
Every day is another horror story out there, and things seem to be, holding steady for me at this point. Knock on wood on that there.
Cool. Yeah.
Grim and frostbitten. Wow.
Sounds like my wife.
Wow.
Jeez. I know that feeling.
That was good. Payment hold glitch on Thursday for 2 orders. Everything else went okay. Fixed 2 days later. Okay. Yep. There was one sale though that I'm very, very happy about. Just to give you a little backstory or a little thing here, I did sell 2 items on $million-Peddlers, 1 item on Vivs-Views, 1 on Biblio,
wow,
and 3 on Etsy. But the one that I'm happy about was a Fort Lauderdale booklet. I'm going to guess for the 1920s. I generally sell most items on Etsy at $16 and whatever the year is I listed it. So $16.23 for things I listed this year.
Right.
I have free shipping over there. I don't mind the free shipping model. Fort Lauderdale 1920s booklet, $16.23, sold in 2 weeks. Very happy about that. Do you know why I'm happy about selling that, Mr. Magazine?
You paid $1 for it.
People forced me to sell that on Etsy. Do you know why, Mr. Magazine?
You hit it on Whatnot. No one wanted it.
I put it up at Whatnot for $3, trying to give money away. Nobody wanted to take my money. I'm trying. You need to come by the auctions and buy stuff. I give stuff away.
Literally, yeah.
Nobody wanted to buy it. So I said, fine, I'll make the money. And it took 2 weeks and it sold on Whatnot. Or not on Whatnot, on Etsy. So it's available on Whatnot. Stop by the auctions, 4 p.m. every Tuesday, all times Eastern. A couple of other things there. The offer report. Actually, eBay is driving traffic. There's no doubt at all about that. I had 211 offers that I was able to make, which is the second highest I've had. Usually we're around 150 to 180. We had 211. 58 of them were things that were older, so about a quarter older, but they're definitely driving traffic. And it's kind of surprising because I do not have very much new stuff listed.
Right. And when I was away, I was too lazy to get on my laptop to send the offers out, and I wasn't going to bother you since you were busy. But I got back after 2 days, 700 offers.
Whew.
Crazy.
And then the promoted, I 24 out of 45, so it was a little more than 50% promoted over the last week, which is what we're expecting to be happening given the eBay changing how they're charging on the promoted. More things are going to get trapped in that web of promoted listings. Sure. So you went away, Mr. Magazine. When can we expect all of these DVDs?
Well, right now it's not going to happen.
What?
It's not going to happen.
What?
Went out there, met Mysterious Benefactor, and had a nice little vacation out of it. Had some fun. Spent 4 hours at the gentleman's house, and it was not as productive as we had hoped for. A lot of bootleg DVDs that the guy supposedly said he only had a few hundred bootleg DVDs out of 40,000. Well, we estimated over 15,000 bootlegs. Oh. So to me, that's either a deal breaker or you better drop your price 50%. Yeah. So he didn't want to drop his price. And I said, I will talk to you later about it, but it's going to be a no-go for now until he gets desperate. He needs to rent the house. So at some point, someone on the planet has to
want those,
want
or
them,
you'll
or
want them
he's
at
gonna
your
have to
price.
send
Yep.
them, move them to a storage facility, something. So we'll see what happens.
And
But it ended up being, to me, I had a few people come up and say, "What a waste of a trip." I looked at it as it was a productive trip, because that $1,000 it cost me to fly out there, sleep, drive, and eat saved me $99,000 on a deal that would have been very bad for me.
right. What any other buys? And when you came back, were you a buying machine?
I still got Buffalo in the works. The guys between weather and having COVID, we got 5,000 adult magazines there. We're doing New Jersey next week for 5,000 adult DVDs. In the shop, buying tons of toys from the 80s. Huge G.I. Joe deal I just bought. New, old, and others. All kinds of good toys going on right now. So
Wow,
hasn't stopped.
Anybody else out there buying? Let's see
We
what
got,
people are saying here.
The bees is bodacious. Brian is in the house today. How's it going?
191 on two pretty rare Havana, Cuba
Nice.
postcard folders. Nice.
Very cool. Yeah.
Nice. How about Niagara Falls? Any rare ones out there you're selling, Popeyes?
Niagara Falls. Slowly I turn. Awesome Artie's in the house.
I only say that because Popeyes loves Niagara Falls postcards.
Oh.
And in fact, if you want to send us Niagara Falls postcards, we will forward them to Popeyes because he wants to keep his location private. And we'll forward them to him because he absolutely loves them.
Cool.
Booty bootlegs. Nice.
Oh, Marvelous Michelle, how you doing? And Juicy John.
Oh.
All right.
At least $2 to $5. Whoa. You're going to be maxing out that credit card in no time at $2 to $5 a piece. Wow.
Wow, nice.
1,000 Niagara Falls postcards for $180. You knew that buyer knew what he was doing, Popeyes.
Exactly. Move them out.
So I don't know if you would, I'm trying to buy less stuff, Mr. Magazine.
Yeah, you're trying really hard.
I only spent money on Saturday this week.
Oh, good for you.
Bought from a dealer that we know, and usual stuff. Price was right. Got some good stuff in there. Can't argue with that. So that was a positive.
Okay.
I went to an estate sale right near where the dealer lived at, and they had postcards, 1910s postcards, 1900s through 1910. Box of them, I would guess 200 of them in there. And it was second day of the sale. They wanted $1 each, so they're 50 cents a piece. So I'd say about 200 of them. So I just grabbed the box off the table and went up to the dealer and I said, "What do you need out of all these?" And he goes, "Oh, do you want those ones over there, the holiday ones also?" I go, "Yeah, why not?" So he threw those in there too. And he goes, "Oh, can you do $40?" I go, "Yeah, I can do $40." So I got some nice postcards, which I don't usually buy. Someone will be coming to Whatnot soon. So happy about that. So that's 2 buys, no big deal. Yeah. Did go to another estate sale. I spent $15. Got some nice newspaper stuff like that from when John Lennon was killed, which those will definitely sell. Yeah. Like 2 New York Daily News for the day after, 2 New York Post for the day after, a Village Voice. I paid $6. Actually, it was funny. It was half price day, and they had a magazine rack, and they wanted $10 in a magazine rack. So I pick it up and I carry it to the counter, and I go, "I guess this is $10." And I was going to tell them, I don't really want the rack. Yeah. And the lady goes, "Oh, what are all those things inside it?" I go, "Well, that's what I want to buy." She goes, "Oh, no, those aren't with that." I go, "Well, I don't want the rack." So they ended up selling me all those newspapers for $6. So you can't go wrong with that. What would you pay, Mr. Magazine?
For the rack, I would have gave you $10.
Darn it, I could have made money. See? It was wicker.
Oh, no, I don't want a wicker rack. Jeez.
10 totes of Rolling Stone magazines.
Okay.
Good sized totes.
Yeah.
Good sized totes. Yeah. 1975 to, I didn't really look at how long it ended, but I don't know how many are in each tote. I don't know, 100 a tote.
I would say close to 180. They're thicker, so it depends on how deep the tote. It would say 80 to 100 to 1,000 of them. What would I pay? At least 500.
They wanted 800 first day, and they lowered it to 600 second day. I was parked down the street, and it was a snow day. I said, I don't really want to carry those down the street for $600, even if they offered less.
You probably would have flipped them to me. I would think 10 totes. Takes up a lot of room that you don't have much room for, and I would take advantage of that.
Yeah. I ended up just leaving. But I did
mailing labels.
I didn't even really look too deep at them. I texted a buddy of mine and told him about it. And he's going to tell me what the price was on them. And I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stocking your store for the action figure stuff postage might be, oh, very good. Yep.
Sure.
Do appreciate it. And we'll work with you as far as trying to get good postage for you. We understand that you pay high postage overseas. And then the last deal, which was actually the first deal, a buddy of mine had said that this person has books. So I called him, and it was really weird because I called the guy and it was like, yeah, want to set this up? Yeah, okay, no problem. Just call me tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I said, all right, where are you? And he goes, I'm in the Stone Road area. Okay. Doesn't really help me to go there. So I call him the next morning at 8:00 in the morning. And I always feel weird calling somebody at that time, even though he had told me to call him at that time. And he was like, oh, yeah. When can you come? I said, well, you said yesterday I should come by at 9. I can come by earlier. I'm ready. He goes, yeah, you got to come by earlier. I got to get out of here. I'm like, okay. So I went over there, and he had a bunch of books, and literally anything that I didn't want, he was taking and throwing into contractor bags, which are those big garbage bags.
Yeah.
And making his 13-year-old daughter carry contractor bags full of books out to the curb.
Jeez.
To recycle.
How old was the daughter? Little girl?
13.
Oh, my Lord.
So I ended up filling up a contractor bag of books. I don't know if you've ever tried to lift a contractor bag full of books.
They're big. It's a big, thick bag. Yeah.
It's heavy. Yeah. I should have asked that 13-year-old girl to carry him out to my car because I had to stop like 4 times along the way.
Give her a tip.
To carry it out.
Probably end up dragging them, but who cares? They're very durable.
I said, what do I owe you? And he goes, I just want them gone. I said, look, I got to give you something. So I ended up giving him $10 for a contractor's bag full of books. Didn't see any particular treasures in there, but there's enough stuff in there that I definitely will be able to sell it. Sell stuff out of there, no doubt. And as well as I do, there's some good book in there that I didn't know was good just because of that. And I'll be selling some of those over at Whatnot. I'm going to start book auctions. Do come by the 15th of April, 9:00 at night. Should be a lot of fun to watch me snore for the Be Happy. So it's a Saturday. I'm at the Be Happy book sale. And then the following Thursday, I will start doing book auctions fairly regularly. And I'm already getting things together for that as well. So that should be a lot of fun.
If you need more, I have, 100 boxes of someone that's been in storage for a long time.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it's probably too hard to dig out. We won't worry about that.
No, we can make it work.
So that was that there. So, and if anybody needs the number of that 13-year-old girl so she can carry books for you, I was just laughing because she's there carrying books and like, I can't do it.
It's so normal that you have a 13-year-old girl's number. Good for you.
Exactly. Well, I have her dad's number. So we'll head on into glitch of the week. So I don't know if you've ever had this happen. I know it happens on Amazon regularly, Mr. Magazine. But
when you have a record or a book and you can't media mail it, it won't let you.
Well, that happens. That's been happening a lot with magazines. You cannot media mail magazines, so you got to jump into your secondary account. I use PayPal. Yeah. In order to do it, you could use stamps and ship things out media mail. Now, if I take a look at it and it went for enough money, I just priority it.
Right.
But otherwise, I'll take the time because there are some magazines that I had one this morning legitimately has no ads in it.
Right. Yeah.
And I had a book that I had listed in the Disney category. It was a Disney book. It literally can, it's a book.
Yeah.
It can go media, but unfortunately, even though it's a book, they will not allow it to go that way through eBay.
It's crazy.
No, it was a eBay shipping item, weighed 11 ounces, and it only offered UPS, which I've never seen on eBay before.
That is weird.
I changed it to 8 ounces, and it let me do the post office. So I said, I don't know what kind of glitch that was, but that was definitely a glitch.
Amazon has that glitch sometimes too. You gotta, try it out different sizes.
Yeah, Amazon has that regularly, but I've never seen it on eBay before. So eBay wants to be Amazon, basically, is what it comes down to. So they're trying to steal their glitches also. I have, and I know you've sold it before as well, Marvel Tales #1 with Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham.
That's a good one, yeah.
So I sold one of those over on Amazon, and I wanted to check what it sold for over on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot search on that on eBay.
Really?
You type in Peter Porker, and this is what I believe was Kelly was talking about earlier, a search problem. It came back with Peter Parker, and that was all that it offered. Now, in the old days, it would say, "Did you mean?"
Right.
And you could click on, "No, I didn't mean that. I do want to search for Peter Porker."
Yeah.
You could not search on it. You could only search on Peter Parker. There was no way to override the system and say, "This is what I really want."
Porker comic. If you could change like something, get Peter out of it, do Porker comics.
I was able to find it by searching Marvel Tales, Tails. I was able to get around it.
Yeah.
But that hurts things that are like spelled just a little off, because how can anybody possibly find it?
Right.
And I know a lot of people are complaining about search problems currently. One day shipping is giving me an extra day all this week. Oh, geez. You like it though. Yeah, there you go. That's a positive glitch. It's like a day off. So that was another glitch. And then really interesting, there was a on the home page right over here. So I did the thing over here. If you can read right there where my finger is, which you can't read, what does that say? eBay
stands with Turkey and Syria.
Except it's spelled Turkey, T-U with 2 dots over it, R-K-I-Y-E. And this was on the American site. I don't know why they didn't put Turkey, like Turkey for the country, because after all the problems they had over there. But yeah, somebody or other didn't proofread that before they put that on the American site, because it caught my eye enough that I learned how to print screen. Things I do for the show.
I'm getting hungry now thinking of turkey.
There you go. And then a little site change I noticed. I clicked on one of my items today, and I don't know if you've seen this happen or not. And this is not a good change whatsoever. I clicked on an item, and it had the picture, and it had lots of things about how great Papergoy is and the positive feedbacks he's gotten and other items Papergoy is offering.
Wow.
And there was no description. You had to click show more to read the description area. And I had to look around to see, why is there no description? And then I clicked on it, and it opened up so I could see more. My question though is, how many problems can that lead to? People, this was not on the phone, this was on the computer.
Yeah.
If people can't see the description area, it can only lead to problems.
Right. Yeah.
I know I'm wonderful, but I'd like them to be able to see the subscription as well. Turkey changed their name. There you go. Really? Wow. I guess I need to follow the news. I never saw it because I typed Turkiye into Google just to verify, and it came back Turkey, spelled the normal way. I had no idea. Well, thank you. I learned something new today. Gonna head on into item of the week. Now, have you ever had this magazine, Mr. Magazine? Truth magazine.
I think I have. Yeah, looks familiar.
I
have not had a lot of them, but I've had some.
Turn of the Century magazine, great Art Nouveau art. Just some great ads throughout as well. If you are into ads, some nice color ads right there. Not the greatest of shape, missing a piece over here and everything, but just kind of a great little magazine. Any copies of this magazine you find, buy. You know what the comps are on this?
$50.
$130 for this Truth magazine right over here. None up on eBay right now. One did literally sell for $130. This is all about, I believe it was the America's Cup inside, yacht racing and all that kind of stuff. But if you do see this title, this is definitely a Bolo title, Truth, 1900 thereabouts. Definitely do pick them up, and do mention Art Nouveau as well when you're listing it, and take as many pictures as you can. Even in this condition here, I'll get $100 out of this magazine. So it's something other definitely.
More than one, or is that the only one you got?
I got two different copies or two different issues of it. Yep. Cool. Yep. So definitely something other to look in. Thank you to Local Mike for that idea.
Cool.
12 and 15 cent gold key comics, dirt cheap. Probably not, might just keep them. Yeah, it depends on what they are. Generally speaking, they're not great, but there's some number one issues in there too. Magnus Robot Fighter, things like that. So, but they're fun. They're fun reads too.
I got it saved for you. I know you wanted it. You spelled it wrong, but I got it for you.
Turkey sandwich.
Yummy.
eBay wouldn't let me respond to messages saying selling off eBay isn't allowed. I didn't type anything wrong. Oof.
Jeez.
Oof. Yeah, their
That's
bots are
scary.
going crazy.
That's scary.
I would assume turkey is the anglicized version, but yeah, I see it spelled turkey on the news. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I had no idea. There we go. 1901, I believe it is. So yeah, it's 120 years old on that. Oh, I really don't know. I didn't really do a lot of research into it, other than seeing the comp on it. I'm going to be listing it sometime soon. So very well, maybe. I don't know.
We'll probably find out in a bolo when it sells.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So check out our bolos every Saturday. Pretty neat item there. We'll get into everybody's favorite section, the insulting offer of the week. So Mr. Magazine had a Francisco Meja, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
101 Superfractor, $458 card. Now supposedly on sale for $60.
I think it used to be like $1,000 at one point. It was like during the season when he was hot,
Wow.
Yeah, but still.
And he's still a good player, right?
Oh, yeah.
So in other words, it could go back up to
yeah.
if he had a hot year or something.
Yeah.
Wow. So I had a one-of-a-kind piece of ephemera, I'm sure that it is, from Rome, New York. It was like a little business card kind of thing from Rome, New York. I wanted $24 with free shipping. A guy offers $7 on it. I decline.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he offers $5 on it. Guess what time it is? Time to bring out Fred, the band hammer. So I definitely band hammered him on that. Oh, thank you. Say hi to Eric.
Yeah. Awesome. Eric's in the house. How's it going? And happy St. Patrick's Day to you as well.
Then similar thing over here. I had a $28 annual report, free shipping. Guy offers me $11.11. I decline. A week later, he comes back with $12.12. Yeah, that $1.11 was just what I was holding out for.
Yeah.
At that point, he got Fred, the band hammer, as well.
Is it Fred or is it Ralphie?
Oh, was it Ralphie?
See,
You're right, it's Ralphie. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Somebody pays attention.
You have some anger about someone named Fred?
Ralphie the band hammer. I'm sorry. This is his cousin. Ralphie was busy this week.
Exactly.
I'll change that. I'll write that down.
You're Ralphie boy.
There you go. That's true. I had 5 Disney items listed. Little invites and, ephemera from the 1980s. Stuff you're not going to find every day. I bought it at Heritage. It came from a Disney artists archives.
Cool.
So it's not stuff you're going to find every day by any means at all. It was stuff given to employees. I wanted $119 for the 5 of them. He offered $43 between the 5 of them. I'm like, I want $24 this. You're offering
sad.
5.
So sad.
I'm not going to take $5 on something like that. But this week's winner, a guy offers. This is actually a good one. I had to reread what I was doing here. There you go. Yeah, we had to buy like a Thor that does this.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. So I had a $28 magazine with free shipping. Guy offers me $10. I ban him. Just used Ralphie, the band hammer, on him.
Jeez, it's kind of a little strict on the
free shipping.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's like
a little
less than half. I mean,
a little less than half. It's way less than half with the free shipping. It was a Look magazine.
Yeah.
So he's really offering me. He's offering me less than what I paid for when you get down to it. When you
hopefully he's in California. That's even better.
He was out west. Yep. So I got upset over that. People like that are crazy. Then guess what I came to find out?
I don't know.
This gentleman bought a bunch of magazines, 5 magazines from a prominent magazine dealer.
Okay.
And made very low offers on them. And this prominent magazine dealer sold to him.
Is that me?
And that would be you.
Really? What did I sell?
Reader's Digest, Look magazines, kind of things you're selling for like $8 a piece.
I'm probably old. Move them out.
Then this gentleman contacted Mr. Magazine, and I know this because Mr. Magazine forwarded the email for me to work on it. He wanted media mail for it.
I told him we couldn't do that. I said, this stuff's over a pound. It's going priority.
He wanted media mail, and he has a post office box. So the guy not only wants $25 magazines at $8, which somebody took that offer.
Was I asking 25?
Somebody took that offer,
I
but
don't
then
have
he
free
wanted
shipping either.
then he wanted media mail on top of it all. So there are certain dealers out there that will completely take your legs out from under you and devalue the inventory, but he's got Ralphie the Van Hammered for me, so I don't have to worry about him anymore.
You know what would be cool? A 2-pack of action figures, Van Hammer and Jan Hammer. Isn't that the guy that did the Axel Foley song?
It is, yes. Yeah. That would be very interesting, yes.
That'd be cool.
But that one made me laugh because I as soon as right after I Van Hammered him, you sent me the thing going, just gonna need an invoice once media mail. I started laughing. I go, I Van Hammered this guy. He won't get out of my life. So Mr. Magazine had a little bit of a problem with an item.
I can only imagine which one it was.
And you can give the backstory after I read the story.
Okay.
Where was it mentioned it was missing in the listing? How the hell does one not have the plate? The amount of work to remove it is a considerable effort. You want to go this route? That's fine. I was all for finding a plate for under $5 and still be satisfied with the price. You want to come off like this, then I'm no longer going to be willing to work with you. If you actually take the time to read the fine print from eBay, you will realize by posting the images without mentioning anything missing, you violated the TOA. You feel froggy, then jump.
Okay. Well, I think this happened when I was
Were
away.
you feeling froggy?
I don't think so. But,
Okay, maybe you meant when you were on the plane, you should feel froggy and jump off.
Yeah, but I think this happened over the weekend, so I didn't answer him back immediately. But it would have been within that day. So if he emailed me early in the morning, it probably would have been in the evening.
Well, plus you're on West Coast time.
Yeah, and he wanted like $5 for the plate, which I would have been more than happy because I think it was a $40 item. And I think when he did the return, I might have done a partial refund of $10, and I think I haven't heard from him since. I think he bid on that, hopefully.
Now, what was the item that the plate was missing?
It was a camera. It was like a security camera.
Oh, okay.
So I got it from a buddy of mine that sells me usually new stuff or like new, or and it was in a Ziploc bag with everything. So my lister, who would know? I wouldn't know of a plate. We assumed it was complete. It wasn't.
Right. And well, you did. I did look at the listing afterwards. You said comes as seen, and you did have the picture up there. And that's one thing there, because that is always.
They should ask then.
Well, that's always an out.
Where's the beef? Where's the plate?
That's always an out for the sellers on things that we don't know. You just show the picture because we don't know exactly what comes with everything there.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think so? Yeah. If you feel froggy, then jump. Gotta love that. So I have a $2 bag of random toys based R2D2. Just looking now, it says 2010. Oh well.
Yeah, it's still worth the $2, probably at least.
Yeah, just by itself. So I have a issue, and I mentioned it before, and I've shown it before that I have sold ad sheets from various, not Pioneer, but various electronics like that from the 1970s. I bought a big pile of ad sheets, and I sold one to France and shipped it out. And the gentleman said, where is the item? And I said, it's on its way, and it got there. And then apparently he received the item because I received the following email. Je refuse cette foule de papier cher et fausse, donc je vous accuse d'être un farceur, donc reimbursement immediate. Je demande le paiement PayPal qui me comprenda.
I'm sure you translated it.
I did. Apparently, he called me a fraud or forger. He called me a forger because I sent him a forged piece of paper. I responded back to him. I said, that was the advertising sheet that came from the dealer. It's an original dealer. I've sold many of them. There's no forgery going on, and I really don't like being called a forger for that.
Maybe you meant friend and you translated it wrong.
Yes, Google is completely wrong on that. If the way I pronounce it, how could they possibly be wrong?
True.
So then I reached right out to eBay. I figured out what had happened was he thought he was getting the unit.
Oh.
Is what I figured out. Because then he emailed today, and I'll tell you what eBay said in a minute.
How big and heavy is a unit?
Exactly. He paid $30 all in for the brochure and shipping. obviously the shipping alone would have been $50 or $60 on the unit, which I did explain to eBay. I used Facebook to contact eBay. He emailed today and said, I'm hoping the part, more or less, the translation read out to something like, I'm going to wait a week or two. I'm thinking maybe the parcel company screwed up. So in other words, he appears to think that I shipped the advertisement and separately shipped the unit. And I tried to explain to him that, no, I don't. So now I'm just letting it sit. I talked to eBay. eBay said there isn't anything they can do right now. They hope that because he had mentioned PayPal in there. They hope that he does not put in a dispute with PayPal because then it's out of their area, but that he puts in a dispute with them and then they can help me on it.
There's no picture of the unit. And this has happened with me before. We talked about the old billiards and video game and pinball brochures, and they're like $8 plus $5 shipping, and they think they're getting the real foosball table or the real air hockey. It's crazy.
And another thing that I did is, just to make sure that I had a leg to stand on, I went and I translated, because we sell using a web interpret, so we sell overseas. I translated the title of what he bought.
Okay.
Sure enough, it said ad sheet.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt at all that it wasn't a translation issue. No, he may not have understood what it was. He may not know what an ad sheet is. There may be a translation issue in his head, but as far as the way that it read on the site, it read properly on the site that it was an ad sheet. So hopefully, obviously I'm not going to take a return on that if I can at all avoid it, because I don't want to pay the shipping back on it. Worst case scenario, I guess I just give him his money back. But it should be interesting to watch how this one plays out, because again, he bought an ad sheet. I sent him an ad sheet, and then he starts calling me a forger.
Groovy Gravity's in the house. How's it going? Let's see, Triple J. Le
Bonhammer. I don't know why I say now with a German accent. I don't know what's going
Jeff just said too. You know a little German?
No.
Oh, he's sitting right over there.
It does sound German. I don't know what's going on. Mateau d'interdiction. There you go. Now I suddenly sound like a bad Inspector Clouseau.
Exactly.
Everybody loves when I read foreign languages. And everybody's going to send me emails in foreign languages. So I watch Pure Hustle podcast, their live show.
Good for you.
I know you stalk their Instagram, and I watch their live show.
Much lately. They have not been on much on Instagram.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Orlando, on their show last Wednesday, said things were very tough. He's a full-time reseller. He actually had to dip into his savings because sales were so low.
Oh, wow.
So things are going a little tight over there. Kind of interesting to find out how other sellers are doing as well. No, full-time reseller dipping into the savings. That's a little bit tough there.
So he's not finding like $100 items for $1 anymore.
Well, he's got what he said. He had like 300 items to list, so he's got the stuff to list. Right. It just isn't getting the sales right now.
Wow. Sometimes you got to drop your price, though. I mean, it stinks sometimes.
You got a thumbs up.
So do you, Triple J. Classic movie.
Couple of other things over there. Heritage Comics. I buy comics on Heritage.
I do.
They actually are changing their comic auction. It had been a Sunday and Monday comic auction.
Okay.
They're now changing it to a weekly auction. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Ending on Sunday are the Golden Age. Ending on Monday are the Silver Age. And ending on the following day, Tuesday, would be everything else. So Bronze Age on. Yeah. So good idea, I think.
I think it is. Yeah.
Mainly because the way it had been, it might hurt me a little bit, because every once in a while you could pick something out. Now obviously the Golden Age people are going to be looking at the one auction, and they're not going to look at the the Tuesday auction.
They'll miss less stuff. They'll see it all now.
Yep, exactly. Because obviously, if you're buying, Batman #4, you're probably not particularly interested in Grendel's first appearance. You're just not, generally speaking. So I think it's a really good idea on their part. It may hurt me some though. So I went to the doctor yesterday, and I had to stop by the bank because I got the notice over on $million.dollar.peddlers. Now, have you had the notice yet that they put micro deposits into your account to verify your bank account?
No, I mean, it just happened to me in the past, but not
for
recently.
eBay.
Oh, for eBay, no.
So if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will be happening. They're verifying people's bank accounts. And it happened a week ago or a couple of weeks ago over on Vivs-Views. And I had to contact Mrs. Papergoy, and she had to go on her app and find out, what the dollar amounts were that they put into the account. And it's kind of funny because when you go to put the money in or put the accounts in, now they put money in your account, you verify the amount they put in, they then pull it back out. But they've then verified it's your account because you know the dollar amounts.
Right.
That's the way the whole process works. It says you can put them in any order. And then it says when you go to input it, they go first deposit, second deposit. And I'm laughing because it's like, you just say you can put it in any order and you say first.
Right.
Wouldn't you just say deposit, and put them next to each other? You just say first and second. Now, the $1 million peddlers is in a bank I use that I don't do anything online with. It's offline. Now, and I don't know, they did not give a time limit on it, but I don't know how quickly I need to verify the account. But I don't want to sit there and wait for my paper statement because that could be beyond it. They could, you're right, they could freeze the account. They could do it. So I said, okay, I got to go to the doctor. I got half a day off of work. I stopped by and saw Mr. Magazine. Wonderful. He gave me a great birthday card. Thank you, Mr. Magazine. I do appreciate it. So then I said, let me go to the bank. So I walked into the bank and the lady says, can I help you? And I said, this is a real easy one for you. There were 2 micro deposits from eBay. I just need to know the dollar amount. And I laughed. I go, okay, it's not going to be a dollar amount. I said, I just need to know the amount of it. It's probably going to be 2 cents and 7 cents or something like that. So I just need the amount. She brings it up. She goes, it's 2 cents and 7 cents. I go, I wasted my trip out over here. I guessed the exact amounts that they
It really was. She thought
it really was 2 cents. I said to her, it's probably 2 cents. I should have
played the lottery or something.
Casino on that. Yeah. She could have saved the trip. I should have just put 2 cents and 7 cents in.
Jeez, hold on, you're putting Linda to sleep. Well, good night, Linda. She thought it was a rambling story.
Early rambling.
And the story is over with. Exactly.
So,
wait, we passed your birthday?
No, my birthday is this Friday, St. Patrick's Day. Just letting you know. I'm going to have corned beef and cabbage.
Did I owe you a gift yet?
Yeah, probably. 2 cents and 7 cents. So I went to the thrift because that's right across the street. Remember the one that had the Running Wild?
Yes, yeah.
They were able to sell the Running Wild book.
Not for $30 or something.
No, they wanted $5. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay. But then they had a nice book. It was a Thomas Hardy book. Do you know who Thomas Hardy is? He's not one of the Hardy Boys.
That I don't know what you call him.
Wrestler?
No. Oh, wait, there's an actor Hardy, but isn't there like a
early 1900s author?
Okay,
exactly.
No, I'm way off on that one. Sorry, that's why I don't deal in that stuff.
So they had a book of his, and it's a nice looking book. It's one of those.
What's Ed Hardy? All right, go on.
It's one of those leatherette type books, not Easton Press, not Heritage Press, but it's one of those kind of. It's a nice looking book.
Yeah,
but it's a $5 to $10 book. It was priced at $32 at the thrift.
How do they justify that?
$32 for a $5 book at the thrift. Oh, there you go, Joe the Obscure.
Yeah.
Look at you showing off because you can read. Jeez, making the rest of us all jealous here, Don. But $32 at a thrift.
Yeah, who's pricing this? They got to fire them and get someone like that's actually been in the real collectible world.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't know if you remember last week or not, I had mentioned that about the 5x7 hard mailers were out of stock at eBay.
Yes.
So one of our subscribers reached out to me and actually made a comment. They reached out to eBay. They've been waiting 6 months for those. And eBay was blaming the supply chain as to why they don't have it. And I've been noticing more and more supplies are out of stock out there. Fewer and fewer people are offering various supplies. So there's something going on in the supply chain. My suggestion to everybody out there, buy the supplies now. If you can find them, stock up a little bit. You don't want to get to where you just run out of something or other and you can't really find any. There are various things that I buy. There used to be 3-4 people selling them. Now we're down to one person selling some of them. So I don't know what's going on out there, but do buy supplies.
That's the supplies.
Supplies. Yep, definitely. And one final thing before we get into the main topic, the big reveal, which Mr. Magazine loves because he has no idea what we're ever talking about. Scheduled listings are now free. I know a lot of people don't use them. I used one just to test it out. They are free. Great if you're going away for a long weekend, things like that. You can list things to list while you're gone, and keep the algorithm happy that you're listing new things. So do check it out. It is now free. That's a huge thing. As far as I'm concerned, nobody else seems to care. Let's see what other people are saying. We get into the main topic.
Let's see. Here we go. Artie's looking for postcards. Don's,
okay.
There we go.
All righty. Today's main topic, Mr. Magazine, and you actually inspired this.
Oh, wow.
So you were with Mysterious Benefactor.
Don't eat tacos before you go to a fantasy football. No?
That's next week.
Okay.
Stay tuned. It'll be riveting. You actually inspired this when you were telling me a little bit about your trip to Washington, and you were mentioning Mysterious Benefactor, and leave out all the bad things that you said. Do you remember what you said about him?
He's got the gift to gab.
That is exactly what you said. And do you see where that can help you in life, Mr. Magazine?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you have come out of your shell a lot over the last 20 years. I've come out of my shell a lot over the last 30 years.
I'm not in his universe. I'm not even close.
No,
Yeah.
But you can see where, let me ask this. Can you see where having the gift of gab can help you in reselling?
Absolutely.
How? Okay.
Well,
it's like I'm talking to a random neighborhood kid right now.
For an example, waitress comes over, he's talking to her, they're interacting. A few minutes later, he knows all about her life, she knows all about his life. So you get a relationship going. Where they liked each other on a level of like talking, and they felt comfortable talking, even though they didn't know each other. So something like that, you can certainly open up someone that wants to sell you something, or if you want to sell them something, where it's easier to deal with if you have that gift to gab.
Well, I was even thinking there when you were talking about talking to the waitress, because you had mentioned that. So you talk to the waitress and she's like, "Oh, you're not from around here." No, I'm from Connecticut or wherever he's from. "Oh, why are you out here?" "Oh, I'm buying a collection of." "Oh, you do that?" "I've got."
Yeah,
and
he
never
subbed
know.
in adult DVDs for comic books, but everyone he talked to, we were going to look at comic books.
Right, but all it takes is one person to say, "Oh, those things have value. I got a bunch of them," and then all of a sudden you end up getting a collection out of that.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Paperboy. Yeah, no, he was back in the day.
He actually was shy and had a mohawk.
I'll have to find those pictures. I will have to find those pictures at some point. Was not a mohawk. It was a flat top.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a mohawk.
I looked like Larry Hot Rod Williams or Hot Rod Williams.
You find those pictures
in. But you definitely can learn it.
In the car ride going to the hockey game, we saw a cracking hockey game. It was like 25 minutes. I mean, the driver and him, it's like they knew each other forever. Like he pulled every amount of information out of his driver that you knew his whole life story in 25 minutes. It's like an artwork.
It is, but it definitely can help you, but you can do it. And I think the number one piece of advice that I could give everybody out there, don't be, I was just going to say, don't be self-confident. That's totally wrong. Don't lack confidence. Don't be, don't sit there and think you're going to say something stupid, because you can always chat somebody up in line. Just, "Oh man, can you believe the weather we're having? Can you believe this? Can you believe that? Oh geez, at the grocery store, I can't believe how much lettuce costs now." And at the very least, you can bring a smile to somebody, but you never know where it might end up leading to. As far as, again, you're on that buy, you mention to people, "Oh yeah, I'm out here buying this over here," and next thing you know, you got tips from people. "Hey, I got something or other. I got something or other." You absolutely never know. I chat everybody up at the flea markets. I hand out my business card, as I said before, like Halloween candy, but that's a learned trait. That's not who I naturally was. I was very, standoffish, quiet. I kind of kept to myself a lot back in the day. And, there are a couple of people that I ran around with in college, and there was no doubt at all, Mysterious Benefactor being one of them. I was the shrinking violet out of the three of us. I was the very, very quiet one out of the three of us with strangers. No doubt at all about it.
I'm definitely like that with strangers still to this day.
Self-consciousness. Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Unless I'm drinking rum and cokes.
And
then I'll open up a little easier.
Yep. And that's what, and where it's helped me is I've gone to house calls after people and gotten things offered to me that they didn't offer to the other person. And it's for one of two reasons. Either they didn't know the other person would be interested in it, but when I'm talking to them, oh, you would be interested in something like that.
Yeah.
I've got that. Or for whatever reason, they just didn't hit it off with because it's something that they placed some level of value on, but they wanted to sell it, but they just didn't hit it off with the other person. And then they hit it off with me to the point that I've got something a little better if you're interested. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and I've done any number of house calls now. You know, part of the problem is, I don't know if you ever noticed this or not, but I can be a chattering Cathy at times.
So can Kelly.
There you go. Oh, Chatty Cathy. Chattering Cathy. Well, I'm all off today. There was that drink 3 hours ago. Yeah, Chatty Cathy. Yeah, I don't know. I never really have a problem, but you also have to read the room, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago there. Obviously, if the person is, I just want to get business done, that's it, you move on. But other than that.
Well, even in Washington, when we sat down with the gentleman selling the DVDs, if I was there by myself, I would think that I'm not going to get a deal. And we probably would have been there for 30 minutes talking instead of an hour and a half talking. And then after an hour and a half, when Mysterious Benefactor did his thing, I'm thinking like, man, we're getting this for half prices. He's opening up to this guy. They're liking each other. They're talking, you know, kind of like here, you were talking 90%. I talked 10%. It was the same conversation going on. I was interacting a little bit, but unfortunately, it didn't work out that way where it wasn't our advantage for him talking so much because I didn't get any better of a deal. But
it could be in the future, though, because, again, he knows you're a good guy, whatever, and he knows this and that.
Yeah, he was comfortable with us. He for sure liked this.
And I had a house call a couple of weeks ago that I went on, and I found a few books and whatever, and the guy goes, I don't care, just give me whatever. And he goes, hey, you want some coffee? And that's happened to me at a few different house calls where people are like, hey, you want to sit down and have a cup of coffee? And if I'm not in a huge hurry, why not? I'll sit down with them, talk with them, a cup of coffee and all that kind of stuff. It's free coffee. That's the way I look at it. $7 at Starbucks.
This sounds like me, Don. Sounds just like me.
But it's learned behavior. I absolutely 100% guarantee you it's learned behavior because I was not like that. I remember, this was back 30 years ago, probably. I don't know, I was 25 years old, 22 years old, something like that. And I remember I said something to the person in front of me in a line at, supermarket. And it was so out of character for me. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I did that. Now I talk to everybody in line. I don't care. What do I care on that over there?
Nice melons you're holding there. What aisle did you find them in?
Yes, that's exactly right. That is it's like you were there. But it helps you build trust and that kind of thing. And you can make somebody's day for that. Definitely work on it. Nobody's going to judge you for doing it. Nobody's going to think badly, as long as you have as long as you're not an idiot. Nobody's going to judge you on it. You can always say, hey, how you doing? Jesus, they're saying a storm's coming in. Whatever the case happens to be, I can't believe how bad the driving was. There's always something or other. And if the person goes, yeah, I know, and they keep walking, okay, no deal. You just say it to the next person. No big deal. Chat up the person on a plane, chat up the person on a bus next to you, chat up the person next to you in line, whatever. Practice all that you can, and you will learn the skill, and you'll find out that it helps you in reselling. It definitely does. And even if it doesn't help you in reselling, it still makes you feel better. Yeah. Because you have a lot of interactions with people regularly. Right. And I definitely learned it because of my job. Because here I am, I'm walking into your house to look at your records. It potentially could be not a positive thing. And I've actually had cases where people have said, hey, stop by for coffee anytime you're in the neighborhood. It's like, you build up that rapport and that with them, and they see you as a real person. It cannot hurt you as far as that goes.
Well, Popeye said it best right there. Well, it kind of reminds me of Pulp Fiction. Bring out the gimp.
Trace under the stranger's house. We have a few hours later chained up in the basement. Yes. I do that every other Tuesday anyway. So what the heck? A little too deep into my personal life there. But no, it definitely. I talk to people in an elevator. There you go. It's just even your interactions. Talk to the clerk. Talk to the bank clerk. Talk to the teller. Talk to. Why not? Just keep talking and read the room. And if they're not interested, just keep moving on. Somebody will be, as Mysterious Benefactor shows.
Yeah, absolutely,
definitely. A couple other comments, and we'll get into the rambling story of the week.
Put the lotion on your skin, sure.
Exactly. We're all a little demented this evening. We're going to head on into rambling story of the week. Now, this did happen to me, but it happened with a client as far as, and then I woke up 2 days later. No, so I went out to the client's house, and
Did they have a dog?
No, not a dog, but it was a different, well, they did have a dog. It was a fine dog. Different animal story, believe it or not. So was sitting there talking with them, whatever, and was mentioning, what I did with the reselling and all that kind of stuff. And they were talking to me, oh, you like auctions, this, that. And I said, yeah. He goes, you want to see what I got at an auction? I said, yeah, no problem. He goes, all right. He goes, well, I didn't really get it. My wife got it. I said, okay. He goes, yeah, there was an auction, just up the street, and I wanted to go to it, but I had to go out on a job, do a quick estimate. And then I was going to come back to get the, go to the auction because we needed some furniture, stuff like that. And the auction was just up the road, easy enough to get home. I said, okay. He goes, come on. So he goes outside, and I walk out back, and he whistles, whatever. It was either a mule or a donkey. I'm not sure which one anymore. Came up, and he goes, yeah, my wife bought this at auction. I go, what?
Like a collectibles auction?
It was like a household auction, and apparently it was like a farmer, and it was moving out of town, so they were selling the animals along with it, and his wife just fell in love with the donkey and bid on the donkey, and he shows up after the estimate, and she goes, well, honey, I bought something. We have a donkey. So they had to bring the donkey across the street, had to build a pen for it in the backyard. Now they have a donkey living in their backyard.
Did he say, what an ass?
He probably did at that point.
What an ass. Jeez.
But sure enough, you can get great things at auctions, including a donkey. Yeah. And I just remember standing there looking at that going, really? Can you imagine coming home and it's like, oh, by the way, look what I got at an auction.
I don't think my wife would even let me in the house because you know nothing about how to keep it alive and what you need to buy for it. Is there a vet that takes donkeys like when it's sick?
I guess you find out pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Now you have a donkey out back. Congratulations.
And what does it eat? You got to give it 5 steaks a day? I mean, how big was this donkey? Was it exactly?
What yeah, exactly. I was flabbergasted, to say the least, because does your town even allow donkeys? I mean, apparently, because the guy up the street had one. So as long as you don't cross the county line when you're going bringing it home, how do you bring it home? I guess you walk it home. There's a lot of good questions about where do you keep it at where you're building the pen. I don't know.
What's cool is if it's a big one, you can ride it like a horse.
That's true. That could have been a jack. I don't know. It was a long time. He said it was a donkey. It could have been a jackass. Could have been a mule. Could have been a burro. I don't know. I didn't go to school for that. I don't know. But absolutely true story. And I did see the creature out back, and lovely creature. So be careful what you're bidding on.
Did they look like Shrek and his wife?
No, they did not. I guess I guess what we've learned from that is when you're at a auction that includes livestock, don't do this, or else you may be coming home. You may be coming home winning lots and lots of stuff.
It's probably too embarrassing. You knew everyone there. Like, oh my God, they're gonna be mad.
Exactly. So I don't know. Crazy story. Absolutely true story.
That's a good one.
Thank everybody for coming on out. Do check out. I will be trying to put up a Facebook auction this coming Monday over on Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera at 4:00. I may or may not. Depends upon whether I actually start my taxes this weekend or not. Mr. Magazines are just about done. We will be bringing in a few weeks once I finally get off my lazy duff. We'll be bringing you guys the what a reseller can make with some actual numbers again. It was very popular last year. We'll share our numbers. We're more than willing to do that. I just have to make my numbers up. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
And you're an auditor.
It's close enough. No, I just actually have to put the numbers together. I do have the stuff in the other room. I just have to get around to it. Do stop by the Whatnot auction, 4:00 every Tuesday, all times Eastern. Every other lot is print ads, and people are
don't call you Tuesday at 4:00.
That is true. Life-size nativity scene in progress. Exactly. I was wondering why they had a little baby all
And
dressed
it's-
up. And all
Christmas
that
will be
up
really
there.
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, do stop by Whatnot. If you're into print ads, you will absolutely love it. Every other lot is print ads. We don't know print ads. Mr. Magazine brought over 4.5 foot high pile of them. I don't know the first thing about them. I just like bunch of train ads, bunch of this ads, bunch of that ads.
It's almost free money. It's free money for me. It's a little work for you.
A little bit of work, but it's fun, and I'm learning ads. So stop on by, and thank everybody for coming by. Fun little show. And if anybody out there buys a donkey at an auction, you're copying somebody else. So we'll see you.
Won't be the first.
That's
but
true.
Maybe the last.
We'll see you next show.
Take care. Bye-bye.